So I'm Suvraj Aujla, I'm 15 years old and I'm fighting at 53 kg.
My name's Kam, I'm Karum and Subby's dad. They're both into boxing. They've been here for a couple of years now since we've moved back to Derby.
Karum, what's it like having your brother in the gym with you?
It's motivating, you know, like having him training alongside me. Everyone knows, every older brother knows you can't have your younger brother outwork you in it. So when I see him working hard, and that pushes me to work even harder. And I feel it's good for brothers to train together, you know. So it's definitely a positive having him in the gym.
Starting off beginning because I can, you know, look at my brother and see how he's fighting, you know, pick up little things from him. And especially since I'm living with him, you know, it's easy to, you know, ask him how you do this, how you do that, and all around. It's just like a head start, basically.
What did you achieve kind of in kickboxing?
So I was involved in taekwondo and kickboxing way back when, in the 90s and the noughties. Won a couple of world titles, 3 world titles, got to travel the world. Similar to what Karum hopes to do in the coming years, yeah. So hot prospect coming through the gym, which is what I was when I was the young kid. Started when I was, before I could walk, really 4 or 5 years old. I was in the gym competing. That obviously stemmed, as you know, from my father who was into martial arts. First Asian to represent Great Britain in martial arts, which I'm talking 70s now. He went to Oklahoma, so that was a big inspiration for me to get involved in the sport. I got in there early, did my thing, and now the kids are doing it next. Let's see how far they get.
What does family heritage mean to you?
You know what, the thing is, I don't think I know everything about it yet, but since my granddad's, you know, world champion, then my dad's 3-time world champion in kickboxing, it means a lot to me as well, because obviously I get a lot of the genetics from them too, and I feel like I need to continue the legacy as well, alongside my brother.
World champions at the same time, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be great, you know, like the Klitschko brothers dominating one division, why not?
Yeah, you're not going to fight each other, there's no undisputed clash between the
I mean, he'll probably say yeah, but no, I don't think
day.
there's a need to fight each other, you know. I think it's better if both of us are dominating at the same time. I think that makes more of a statement, you know.
Your father was the first Asian person to represent Britain in mixed martial arts.
In taekwondo.
In taekwondo. So that's a bit of history right there.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you when you say that sentence to me, who didn't know that before? What does that mean to you?
It's crazy, really, when you think about it. We're talking. He came to England when he was 14 odd years old. By the time he's 19, he's representing Great Britain in taekwondo, and that was the reason. That's a big achievement. Taekwondo was massive. You know, now it's not as the same. You've got UFC and you've got these other sports. Taekwondo at that point was absolutely huge, and it wasn't even in the 90s. It was huge, and you know, he got his British passport before anyone in his family because he was chosen to represent, you know, Great Britain, to sort of fast tracked it through. And yeah, it was a big inspiration for me. You know, we didn't have any world champions growing up, and I was there at home and I had one sort of sat next to me on the sofa.
Karum, as well, obviously you were a big part of Sandy's training camp. Obviously you went out to Portugal as well. You saw Charlie Edwards out there.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
It was tough, man. It was really, really tough, but it was a really good experience. You know, we were training 3 times a day. One of the days we trained 4 times. But yeah, just to be in that environment with these pro boxers and to see how they train and to see how they live their lives was definitely eye-opening for me. I thought I understood what hard work was, and then I got there and I had a whole nother lesson basically on what it really was. But I definitely feel more prepared for that life now that I've understood what it's actually like. And don't get me wrong, it was tough, but it's definitely possible. I can definitely do it. After the first couple of days, I was sore and I was in pain, and my head was telling me you can't do anymore. And then I had Clifton telling me you got to do it, and I just pushed through it. And then I came out the other side and I was fine. I was training, and I didn't really feel that sore. So once I got past that wall, I was fine, and you know, I know that now. So,
what's it like watching your brother spar, Sandy?
You know what, it's good to see, because, you know, seeing him at that level it does make me happy, because it makes me feel like I can pick up a lot from him as well and reach that level as well. And you know, it's just a great thing to see, because he's your family at the end of the day and you want to support him.
How proud are you of Karum kind of being Sandy's kind of main sparring partner, which is kind of, obviously I think it's a bit of a mental sentence to kind of say, obviously being your son as well, kind of, and where she's at. How proud are you of that? Really
proud, and I think the progress Karum's made, it's amazing, you know, but I'm not surprised by it, to be fair, and I've said that, and you can ask Karum when you interview him next. I said this to him before. When he first came to the gym at 14, 15, I said to him, I go, within 2 years you will be competing with the pros here. And he laughed at me, he goes, no chance will I be competing with the pros. I go, you've got the ability, you just haven't got the physique yet. I go, when your physique starts to come through, you will start to compete with them. And they will want to spar with you because you're an awkward fighter. You know, we see Ty going and sparring people all over the country because he's awkward. And pros like Fury and Wilder, they want that. You know, not Wilder, White, sorry. They want people like that on awkward southpaw, and Karum will get the same. So I think it's brilliant, and him and Sandy, they clearly get along, and it's great. I'm glad that Sandy allows him to be around the camp, because Karum's like a sponge. He'll absorb all of that up. He's come back the other day and he said to me, I can't have broccoli before this fight because broccoli's got sodium and it's and so he's coming out with the right stuff. Just, you know, pre-fight he wouldn't eat certain things, and post-fight so he's learning, which is good.
Who's next for Sandy for you two?
I think she's ready for a world title. I thought she was ready for a world title this fight, but obviously what she wants to do, it's up to her. She might want another fight just to, you know, get a bit more comfortable. But I think she's ready for a world title. I think she's at that level already. She trains like a world champion. She does everything like a world champion. Now she just needs to go out there and get a belt. But I don't think it's a bad idea having another fight as well, because obviously she's early on in her career as well. People forget that she's only had 6 fights, so you're gonna make like little mistakes. Like in that first fight she made a couple mistakes, which happens. You know, you're at the beginning of your career, so there's no rush. I think have a couple fights, get the mistakes out of the system, and then go for a world title.
What's it like having your children be involved in combat sports, just like you were as well?
Yeah, I have to say it's much easier to do it than it is to watch someone do it. When you watch someone that you care about, whether it's your son, your brother, your friend, it always makes you more nervous. When you're in the ring yourself, I'd never felt as nervous, but when you watch them, it does. Luckily, the way these kids have been trained, both of them, I'm sure you've seen them spar, they're not scrappers. They don't get in there and take one, give one. The idea is to not take any and to give as many as you can. And because they've got that defensive style, that Mayweather style of not getting hit as much, it's much easier. I think it'd be easier for me anyway, because as you said, I've been involved in the sport. But if they came in with broken noses and black eyes every week, their mum wouldn't be she wouldn't be too happy.